So I went to film school and he said that when you're back from film school, I'll teach you acting. Yeah, and then he left before he could teach me acting. When you see death, no, you realize that life is not very long and there is no time to be scared. I was frightened on the set of Qala. Do you start this a certain way or like?
You started. Now you only
started now?
introduce the show now.
Oh, okay. Welcome to Humans of Bombay show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. Oh, I have to say that? You have to say that?
I said it.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm interviewing you?
We'll see.
Okay. So how are you feeling today?
So we are both very sick.
Yes, we are.
We both wanted to cancel.
Yeah.
But
and
didn't.
I did not want to let you down, so I showed up and I let you down by showing
No,
up.
not at all. If we'll do a B-roll of what's underneath the chairs, like tissues and other things.
And
But it's happened. So we're here.
yeah.
Welcome to Humans of Bombay,
Thank
Babil.
you.
And we are very, very excited. You're looking dapper as always.
Mumma.
She's made these. You were
and she's
mentioning.
made these. Like she's created them. This is I don't know. I think this was some sari that she made into a shirt.
Yeah.
And this is a parda, I think.
Wow.
Or a bedsheet, I don't remember. Either
And
a bedsheet or a parda.
It looks very cool. Very, very
Yeah.
cool. So she's doing a great job. And
Yeah,
this is your style.
She's so talented, man.
Yeah.
She's so talented. All she wants to do is be a mother. And she can be so much more. But I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And she's your stylist also.
She's my everything.
So she's
She's my
everything.
everything.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
my everything. Like, how do I explain? Like, it's the little things as well, you know? Like, when I wake up in the morning and there is a vegetable juice kept beside my bed before I even wake up. And when mama leaves to go somewhere, that vegetable juice doesn't come. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, so
yeah.
these little things.
Yeah. That she looks after.
Yeah, it's incomparable.
Yeah.
The way a mother takes care of you, you know.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
I want to start with this question, right? Like you said that, you've studied filmmaking. You've wanted to kind of pursue acting.
Yeah.
But you were afraid.
Yes, I was very afraid.
Then the impermanence of life kind of hit you when, of course, you lost your father and then decided to jump into acting.
Yeah.
What's that entire process been like, right? Like going from being afraid to embracing what you feel.
I think when you are protected by an entity like your father, right? You have an umbrella over you, right? So when it's raining. And when you lose that umbrella and the rain falls on you, you realize that you have to live with the rain rather than be protected by the rain. What I mean to say is that before I lost Baba, I used to run away from my fears. When I lost Baba, I understood that fear is the catalyst of your of you launching yourself to your potential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like only after I lost Baba, I understood that when you see death, no, you realize that life is not very long and there is no time to be scared.
Yeah.
And even it's not like, oh, there's no time to be scared, so I won't feel scared. You will feel scared, but do it even when you're feeling scared, you know, even while you're feeling scared. And I think that is how you develop courage to
take that leap.
Yeah, to take that leap.
Yeah. And you've had a very protected childhood because you were in Mud Island.
Yeah. Protected in a very different way.
In a very different way.
Yeah.
But it looked...
Not wealthy privilege, not like money privilege.
Yeah.
That my parents kept me very far from. But protected in the sense that protected from the societal norms.
Yeah.
More.
And you had a very cutting edge schooling system, right?
Yeah. like
where you were out in nature, you were boating and I don't know, things like that, climbing trees.
Climbing trees and jamun trees.
Yeah.
And, jamun was, there was in our school, Tridha, there was this huge jamun tree. So we used to climb that and pluck jamuns. And that is one of my favorite memories from my childhood. And I think that's where that Rudolf Steiner education system, what it promotes is that you don't structure the child and you let the child play for as long as the child can play and the child should play. That play of the child is so important without any restrictions.
Yeah.
I think that was something extremely important that happened to me in my childhood.
And what did you... Let's talk about your childhood, right? Like, what was a typical day like, or what was that phase of your life? Like, tell me some like fun memories or fun, yeah.
For what
In school,
how fun
and
can
home.
loneliness be? I was the king of the jungle, when I was growing up. Nobody could, like, I can call cats. Like, I don't know how. I shouldn't say this. I don't want to jinx it. But I have a thing with, animals and with trees, and that connection that I have with nature, I don't think I would have had if I lived too close to the city and too close to rules.
Yeah.
And too close to being told that this is how you're supposed to behave. I think I was extremely lucky because if I wanted to go barefoot to a restaurant, Baba would let me, Mama would let me. Mama would be a little embarrassed, but she would still let me. Like, if I wanted to just get up on the table and start dancing in a restaurant, Baba would let me. Like, I think that was very, very important for my childhood. Not binding me by too many rules of what people think I should be.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're confused now.
No. I'm my face is confused.
You're like, abhi isko main kahan leke jaun?
Back.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to be in that space of, okay, I have the freedom to do whatever I want, right? Like, okay, I don't have to conform. I'm not a conformist. I don't have to be bound by a particular role that society wants me to play.
Yeah.
But what was the structuring then in your life? Like, what was that alignment or sense of, centering that you had? Most parents send their kids to schools, so that school is the structured route.
I think it was art.
Yeah.
The art was the centering of our family, because the thing is, when you're living in a family where your father is an artist, when I say artist, I mean to say that people who really indulge in the experiences of life and are not afraid to experience, right? So there's you fight openly, you love openly, you don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that family, it's just a lot of emotion. I think the ability and the learnings that I got from my parents of being able to experience emotion for what it is and not define an emotion as positive or negative, and experience it and understand that that is my journey, experiencing it for what it is rather than running away from it.
Yeah.
I think that was my centering.
Right.
So that kind of, when you have that as a pillar, I think everything else becomes, there's a lot of courage that comes with that, because you don't see pain as something to run away from. You see pain as something to evolve from.
Yeah. So when people asked you, one of the most common questions, which is a bit idiotic, but kids are asked, what do you want to be in life? I mean, like you're supposed to know.
People would say, tell me, sorry, am I cutting you off?
No, not at all. Please, it's a conversation. It's great.
I know, I don't know.
No. It's great. It's great. So what was your answer? Like, what did you want to be in life?
So have you ever wanted to be an astronaut? I think
no.
वो जो बचपन में
maybe I don't know, but like
the
never
first thing was astronaut, because
okay, yeah.
But you don't realize you don't actually want to be an astronaut as a kid. You just want to
moon.
explore.
Yeah.
People used to tell me that you have to become an actor when you grow up, because lineage, father, legacy. And I used to rebel against that a lot. I remember vehemently telling people that I will not be an actor. I will not be an actor. But I think that was just me rebelling.
Why? Is it because you wanted to have?
I think you rebel, no, as a son.
Yeah.
The son-father rebelling is always,
Yeah.
it's always there, you know. Because I think that also pushed me away from that desire. But I knew, and more than me, my father knew that this kid is born to
Act.
act more than act. See, acting is a very small part of being an artist, right? He knew that this boy is born to express,
Yeah.
you know, what he experiences.
Yeah. I can see that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it took me a very, very long time to finally get around to accepting that I want to be an actor. First, it was rebelling, and then rebelling is a word, right?
Yeah. Rebelling is a word, yeah.
First, it was rebelling, and then it was fear, of course, because I realized how good Baba was. And then finally, I think in his cancer period, I gave in and I said that I want to be an actor. So then he said, go to film school and understand cinema, because I know you don't want to act on stage, right? You want to act in cinema. Yeah, so I went to film school and he said that when you're back from film school, I'll teach you acting. Yeah, and then he left before he could teach me acting. But yeah, that's how it happened, basically.
And the epiphany happened, and now you've
The
you're there.
epiphany actually happened because I think I was shooting for something and I was a camera operator, but I used to enjoy it, but I remember that urge to be in front.
Yeah.
So I went to Baba and I told him, yeah.
And then how was it when Qala happened? When you were in front of that camera?
Yeah.
And it was
I was frightened.
it was an intense role also, you know. It was not something that was all like frivolous and okay, I can just like saunter in and do a little thing and go. It was very emotionally consuming.
Yeah.
Which was also parallelly an emotional time for you in your life.
Yeah.
So how was the juxtaposition?
I think life helped me a lot with that, because I was not ready as an actor, of course. I knew, see, I'm with all my humility, I'm talented. So I knew that. I knew I had that. But acting, the craft of acting needs a lot of work. And when I auditioned for Qala and I got in, I knew that my craft wasn't as strong as, you know, it should be. So I was completely depending on instinct, talent, and Anvita. And I was frightened on the set of Qala. And I think it was those three women, Swastika, Tripti and Anvita, that just got me through, you know. And I don't believe in coincidences, but I'll say the coincidence of me going through so much pain at that time also helped the character. I think that, how do I explain this? Sometimes, you know, you feel like you're making your own path, but you're really not. Like life, the way life aligns things for you,
Yeah.
you know, there is magic to that. And I think it's important to trust that magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you feel when you saw yourself on screen?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't. Every scene I ran out. Every
Why?
time I came on screen, I ran out.
Why?
In Qala.
In Qala, yeah.
Yeah, I ran away. Because, I don't know. I didn't think I was good. That's why.
But I mean, it was really good.
Hopefully.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you learned during that process, right? Because it was such an emotionally consuming time, both on and off screen.
Yeah.
What were some things that you learned about yourself through this process?
Through Qala, I learned a lot about fear, actually, because that was the first time I was dealing with fear without my umbrella and without Baba, right? And I realized in Qala that pressure and fear are not there to scare you, but rather to shape you as a person to reach your potential. That's what I learned about myself in Qala.
And did you feel those jitters, those nervous
Of course,
butterflies?
yeah.
When-
Butterflies, no, I didn't feel no butterflies.
No, but
felt-
when your mom saw it, like, was that a moment
I was
for
not
you?
in the room.
Okay.
I was not. Mama's very great. Like, how do I explain this? After Papa did Pansing Tomar and he came back home, Mama had 17 pages of criticism. So I can't stay in that room when Mama's watching my film.
So what did she say?
Mama said you did good for a first timer. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all she said. so I know how hard I have to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did life change after that?
After Qala,
Yeah.
people started walking up to me and they started singing बिखरने का शौक है मुझे बड़ा. People, that was something so cool.
Yeah.
Yes, like I would go to say a restaurant and the restaurant the waiter would come to me or the manager would come to me and they said, sir, like they would meet me, suddenly I was a celebrity. Like, I'm not, like
Yeah.
Baba was always a celebrity.
Yeah.
I never felt that firsthand. So the manager would come to me and say, sir, are you okay? Is everything okay? And like yeah, everything's good. And then he would walk away and then the songs of Qala would start playing.
That's great.
That was so cool. that was a very cool experience, I think, after Qala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a very creative person holistically, like overall. You can gauge that, right? Because you've also said that if not for acting, you definitely want to dabble in music.
Definitely. Lots music. I want to write a book. I want to write short poetry book for like coffee table book. I want to write music. Not write music in the sense like not music composition is a different.
You mean like lyrics?
Yeah, like songs.
Yeah.
I want to write songs. I want to sing my songs. Yeah, there's so much. I want to paint. I want to like design clothes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Yeah, there's so many things I want to do. Yeah, so that's why I'm just giving it my all to acting because I know life is short and I have a lot to do. So.
And the one word that kind of comes across when you look at you or look at your Instagram feed, which is like very curated for other people. It's very authentic.
Is it?
And raw. Yeah, it is.
I hope it still is.
Yeah,
I'm trying my best to keep it.
It is. So how do you kind of maintain that, right? Because like acting and the world of cinema just generally can be very inauthentic.
Yeah.
Especially what you portray to the world.
Yeah.
So how do you maintain that? Like what do you think is that one factor that allows you to do that?
I think it is my understanding of the fact that my family's legacy is not acting. It is not about acting. It is about humanity. If I am not being able to be a successful human being, then no matter how good of an actor I become, I am failing my family's legacy. So that motivation and that drive, gives me the courage to, even if somebody's trolling me, even if, people are trolling me for being however I am. And I'm a little, how I am.
Yeah.
But, that gives me the courage to just not waver from that,
Yeah.
Yeah, because my legacy is not about acting. It's about humanity. It's about how you treat people. It's about how people feel when they meet you. And it's about, after you pass away, what have you left in the hearts of people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said something very interesting. You said, even if I get trolled for however I am. And you're so creatively inclined. You have these strong opinions and these strong belief systems that make you who you are. What is your definition of masculinity? And what do you think it is in today's generation?
I think a true man is somebody who can gracefully accept the duality of themselves. Every man, every woman has both the yin and yang inside them.
Yeah.
It is absolutely cruel for a man to disregard his feminine side. I think a man must understand that, right? And when he understands that, there is an innate sensitivity, there is an innate desire to listen, and there is an innate music that kind of evokes inside you. And I think that's what masculinity is about. It's about understanding that, understanding the duality of you, rather than being a man. Like, I think that we've kind of strayed away from the right path of being a man. You know, and I think the suppression of emotions that men do because of not being able to accept themselves and accept their pains and accept their femininity and accept their sensitivity, that suppression then expresses itself in very violent ways, which is very regressive to our society and very regressive to humanity.
Oh my God, you are so on point. Like the last 2 lines that you said, I think, just define everything that's wrong with toxic masculinity, not just in our country, just everywhere. And how do you, you said you get trolled for being you.
But I also receive a lot of love. Yeah.
But how is it, a lot of people do get affected by it. Trolling.
I do.
Criticism. You do.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of deal with that
emotion? Deal as in, the way I deal with any emotion, with any pain, is just to feel it.
Right.
Like say I did that crop top thing with Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
Right. I did it, and I was making a fashion statement, and I thought I looked pretty hot, to be honest, if I could say so myself.
You must.
But the trolling would be like, oh, you've let your father's name down. You've let your family's name down. You are not the man I expected it to be. I expected you to be Irrfan Khan's son, and you have disgraced him. So
it's nasty.
It's nasty. But I read it. I don't not read it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the case. Like these people behind screens don't understand that there's a person actually consuming your hate, and it could bother anybody. Yeah.
Exactly. But I must feel it. I must feel the pain. That's the thing. I can't. Of course, I stop reading after a point, but I read the first few things. I read it. I let the hate affect me. I let it hurt me. And once it's hurt me, I don't know.
You're able to release it better.
Yeah, it's not even about releasing. I just feel more evolved. I feel more sensitive.
Correct.
To the person who hate me. So once I accept the pain, I can love more openly.
Yeah. Yin and yang.
Yeah. It's very important to understand that, I think.
Your perspective on all of these topics that I'm touching about is it's evolved, and it's something, like you mentioned, like not everybody understands it. So what's your definition of love?
Okay, my definition of love. I think love is when you completely surrender to the equality of your partner. I think love is when you completely understand again the femininity within you and the masculinity within her, right? And you have to also understand that she is not an achievement, right? It's so important to understand that you don't get girls, right? That statement, we're so used to saying that, bro, I got this girl, and that is actually a really regressive statement.
Yeah, you can't acquire.
Yeah, you don't acquire
Yeah.
a woman. You partner up with a woman. And I think my definition of love is just to surrender to the innate equality of me and you.
Yeah. Did you grow up watching that kind of love for you to have arrived at this definition?
No, I didn't. My parents were bestest friends in the world, right? But Baba was way too busy, and Mumma was always with me. So I didn't get to see physical affection a lot when I was growing up. But I saw the respect that, they had as best friends. And I saw my mother raise me, and my mother is a queen, right? So when you're raised by a queen, I think these qualities, they come to you.
Yeah, you absorb it. It's like osmosis.
Yeah, it's subconscious learning kind of,
Yeah. And what's it like dating for you? As a young, attractive actor, new in the film industry, what's dating life like?
Used to be, how do I explain? Like when I was not, can I say I'm famous? I'm not famous, right?
Yeah, we're pretty famous.
I don't think, I don't know. But I think it's tough. People think that, when I become famous, bro, I'll get.
Yeah,
see. I will be able to receive so much love from women, like women will love me, bro. But the truth is that you go on a date, right? And then 15 people come to you and they're like, sir, can I have a photo with you? So can I do it? And she's just waiting. She's just waiting. And you drop her home and you tell her, I really hope you had a good time. And then she says, I really did not, because we barely spoke. I had no conversation with you. I don't know who you are. All I know is that you're somebody who people come to when you're in a restaurant, and I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm single.
Basically, to summarize the above, I'm single.
Yeah, and to be really honest, I am also very, very dedicated to working right now, and my responsibility to the audience right now. And I am a hopeless romantic. Like, I am a hopeless romantic. Like, I will do these little extra efforts for you. Like, if say when I was dating back in the day, I would do those things. Like, I would get those flowers every day.
Wow.
Like some days I would miss, but
that's okay.
Yeah, like in a week, at least 3 to 4 times I would get those flowers,
Wow.
And I would remember what she likes and where she likes to go and the food she likes and the music she likes and the art she likes and all of these things I'd remember, and I'd keep giving surprises. I'd keep giving surprises, and if she's, I think we should normalize this. When she's on her period, I would take care of her, even though she doesn't need to be taken care of, I know, but I would pamper her. For no reason. There is no reason, but I would pamper her.
That's very sweet.
So I'm a very hopeless romantic in that way. Like, I got lost. What was I saying? Where was I going with this?
No, it's all good. You can just...
So basically, So that energy, right? Now in my career, since I need to stay dedicated to a certain thing and I need to have a very strong focus on my responsibility to the audience and onto the craft. So I just feel like I save that energy for the screen, right? I want to express that in art now, rather than be in a relationship. And hopefully, though, soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when when I've established myself as an actor,
then the right time.
Yeah, I could love somebody.
Let's talk about your second film. It just released. I mean, it's been a few weeks now, but it was trending. and it was a very interesting premise, right? It was Friday Night Plan, where there's a weird kid who suddenly gains this popularity.
Yeah.
How do you
Deja
feel?
vu.
Yeah. Did it feel close to home?
Yeah, it did. It did. It did in a lot of ways. When I was getting close to Sid, I did not want to believe that I was this person, right? And I'm not in general life. Like I'm a more flowy person. I overthink sometimes, but I trust life. Sid doesn't trust life. So I think to get there, to get to a point where I am not trusting life and I'm making 70,000 backup plans for everything and all the uncool things about Sid that I did not want to confront about myself. I think confronting those things that you don't want to confront about yourself, make you realize that as a human being, you are so much more than just your characteristics.
Yeah.
I don't think I explained this well, but it's just that you are everything, right? You are all the characters. You have a murderer inside you. You have you have a lover inside you. You have all the things inside you. You just stray away from them, because of your conditionings.
Yeah.
And that's how I think through Sid I learned how not to judge anybody, a human being, and that helped me a lot in understanding character and understanding acting.
Playing the character.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
very
I did not explain that well, but I
You got it.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah. My next question.
Yeah.
How is it with Juhi Chawla? She's such a iconic
She
character,
is.
and
It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain her aura because I've tried so many times in so many interviews to accurately explain how it feels to work with her. It's her aura. It's intangible. You can't put it into words. There's a very special thing about her, is that her inner child is so alive.
wow.
And yet she is so graceful, and yet she is so successful. To be successful in this world, in a world which is constantly trying to put you down, and box you, and kill the child inside you. To be successful in a world like this and still have that inner child glow and blossom, I think that is one of the most beautiful things you can witness as a human being, and that I witnessed in Juhi Chawla.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so inspiring.
And that's so necessary.
Yes,
That child.
yes, it's so necessary.
Yeah, it's very necessary.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. And I can't talk about this. I think I can talk about this. I will talk. We'll cut it off. But I went on set to work with Juhi Chawla on Friday Night Plan, and I realized that we worked together already, but we just didn't have scenes together. In Railwaymen, she's also in Railwaymen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we just. Oh wow. Okay, we just got in.
Yeah.
We just got in. It's with Kay Kay Menon and Imad Riaz.
Kay Kay Menon. Yes, it is
Yeah.
with Kay Kay sir.
Wow.
Yeah, what a man.
He was my favorite part of Farzi.
Yeah, he's my favorite man right now.
Yeah.
He's an amazing human being. Like, it's hard. Have you met him?
No.
His kindness is it's unparalleled, because the character that he was playing in Railwaymen was extremely difficult to play. And yet he would not hesitate for a second, because I was bombarding him with questions and sir this, sir that, sir this, sir that, how to do this, how to. He would not hesitate for a second to answer my questions, and the tone and the kindness with which he would answer my questions. It's hard to find in a man. Yeah, he's
Another exciting thing to look forward to.
Yes.
I have a couple of last questions for
Yeah.
you. Are you spiritual?
I don't know what is spirituality.
Spirituality is just being, right? Like when you understand, you surrender to various forms of the moment,
Yeah.
which is now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
relinquish control over what's beyond your control. To me, that's spirituality. I mean, I'm not giving a blanket definition.
Yeah. Of course, there is no blanket
Yeah.
definition. I think spirituality for me is just that reality is more than logic and cause and effect and definitions, and it is governed by so much more than what you see, what you feel, and what you sense. I think quantum mechanics describes it in the best way. I think quantum mechanics is the best bridge between spirituality and science, right? Because suddenly now, an answer is not A or B, right? It is not one thing.
No, definitely. But
It's
there's
two
just some
things.
things that science cannot answer.
Yeah.
Just cannot.
Yeah,
So
and
what is the answer to
exactly.
that? Yeah.
And I don't know if I am spiritual, but the word spiritual, I don't
Okay,
know.
let's
right?
distance ourselves from the word and the term
Yeah.
and the label.
Yeah.
And I ask that question because
I believe in a higher
yeah,
consciousness.
exactly. Because how is it that you
I believe in
waded
energy.
through this difficult period in your life
Yeah.
and came out
Yeah.
not only having, I mean, I'm sure it's a continual process. It's not I'll rip off a band-aid.
Yeah. Of course, rip off band-aids.
But came out of it having embraced a very large fear, which is acting, and now obviously thriving.
Yeah.
How, like, I wanted to understand the thought process of what was a mindset.
Rather
which
than
is what I was-
spirituality, I would say the word faith.
Yeah.
I think I have faith in a flow of energy that is guiding the universe. But I do believe that there is something, a force and energy that unites us and that bonds us together, which is not just how to say, like, it is not 2 + 2 = 4. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so hard to explain this. Okay, do you know about the Copenhagen interpretation in quantum mechanics?
No.
Okay, so basically there is a wave and particle,
Yeah.
right? In Copenhagen interpretation, what they are trying to say is that a particle changes its form. I might not be extremely scientifically accurate, but a particle changes its form when it's observed.
Yeah.
That means the intention of observation has an energy attached to it,
Yeah.
right? And that has the ability to change a particle, an electron, a proton. So if that is possible, you know
And
what
there
I
are
mean?
so many. There are many experiments like that. There's one where you take 2 dishes of water,
Yeah.
and there's positive words and affirmations and
Yeah.
intentions
Yeah.
onto one.
Yes. The water. Yes, of course. And
then-
that is
yeah.
that
And then
is-
there's one that's negative.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you see how
Yeah.
when frozen, this
Yeah.
one forms
Yeah.
beautiful
Exactly.
icicles.
Exactly.
And this one kind of deteriorates.
Exactly.
It's just-
Exactly.
there's no other. It's the same condition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is what spirituality is to me. That there is a flow of energy that is governing, guiding the universe and us and everything. That is more than what we understand about matter and what we understand about science and what we understand about reality.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree too.
Also. Yeah. Agree to agree. So through everything, and whatever you're setting out to achieve, where your focus is obviously now on acting and building your career, obviously the iterations of which will be very many forms of art. What's your biggest strength?
My biggest strength is my courage to feel pain. I think my biggest strength is to let things hit me and to not run away from them. I think that helps me a lot in being able to experience life and, not protect myself too much. I think that is my biggest strength as a human being. And that allows me to love more passionately. Love in the sense, love in all forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's the last question. Thank you so much for
Thank
finally
you.
doing this. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being the best community, and we'll see you in the next one.